Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Golden Sun. When last we left off, we may have made it across the Karagol Sea, but there's more combat that we need to do. So we're going to heal up and get ready to explore the surroundings around Tolby. I mean, we could go to Tolby right now, but let's face it, the Colosso tournament will wait for us, because we're the protagonists of a role-playing game. The chances that we'll be competing in one way or another are pretty much 100%. Leaving us the time to go and explore the environs around Tolby and find all of the hidden goodies that are nearby, like a pair of djinn that we'll be getting. Goodbye, Tolby, we'll be back later. One of the djinn is hidden on the world map, and the other one we've already seen, the one that's right by the Kalay docks, and here is a mad mole and a rabid bat. We've been seeing quite a bit of bats and moles, and also the gnomes. We'll be encountering one of the gnomes here as well. The gnome mage, if memory serves. These enemies really aren't that tough for us, although the bat does go before Garrett and manages to deal some significant damage if it uses the other ability that it has. It didn't use that ability and instead used one that was completely ineffective. We're also going to be unequipping all of these djinn right now, because the djinn that we're going to be finding here is a Mercury djinn. And so we're definitely going to want to defeat this djinn as quickly as possible using a 4 djinn summon. And here is that Mercury djinn. Hello, how are you? We're going to be using a Ragnarok here, and a Meteor here. We might as well also use a Storm Ray here, and just one melee attack. And I think this encounter is pretty much over, provided that the djinn doesn't run away. There is 65 damage, and there is Ragnarok, which will deal a lot of damage. And Froth's Spear is absolutely fine. It will deal a little bit of damage there, but nothing can survive a meteor to the head. That is a very big meteor, and it is going straight to a noggin of the djinn here. Kapow! And that is 411 damage, and indeed that felled the Mercury djinn, and it probably has a very bad headache right now. This djinn will be joining us, and we're going to find one of those little quirks of the djinn system now, in that we can't actually set this djinn to Mia at the moment, because we have an uneven number of djinn. We can only trade this, actually we can give it to Mia, but we couldn't, for instance, give, if we got a Venus Jin, we couldn't give that over to Isaac at the moment. We can trade between Garrett and Mia because they have roughly the same number of djinn, but you'll see soon enough that we're going to have problems with the Venus Jin we're going to be getting in a moment. We'll give this over and set it here. There we go. We don't gain any more synergy, but Mia does gain some more hit points, some attack, and a little bit of luck, which is marvellous. We definitely want to do some healing right now. A wish should do the trick there. There we go. Everyone is at full health, which is marvellous. Remember the Silk Road, by the way? The thing that's been constantly mentioned as being unable to be traversed? Here is an armoured rat, by the way. They're not very dangerous whatsoever, but they do most certainly armour up quite a lot, which does mean that sometimes this fight can take a little while. And there is that Vampiric Fang that once more did absolutely nothing, and for a change the armoured rat is deciding to attack. Normally all it does is defend, and that really means that it doesn't do that much whatsoever. But it should be pretty easy to defeat. There we go, 71 damage there, and stunned. It's pretty much dead now. There we go. Marvellous. And one sleep bomb that we can sell later. We want to go this way right now, and ignore that cave over there. We'll be back there later. This is actually the Silk Road at the moment that we're traversing, and here is a gnome mage and a pair of foul dirges. They are foul indeed. A Ragnarok here, and maybe even a Flare Storm here. We'll use a Storm Ray as well, and why not, we'll just use an Ice Horn too. Use all of the synergy to great effect, and as expected, the lightning is really good against the dirges. And one of them is gone, and the other one is gone, and this one is pretty much going the same way. Goodbye, Gnome Mage, you may never actually get any spells off ever. We are now on the other side of the Kalay docks, and this means that we can get this djinn here. Welcome to the party! We'll be equipping you to Isaac in a little bit, because right now we can't equip you to Isaac. There we go, the Venus Jin ground joined Garrett. You'll notice that we can only trade right now because of the even number of Jin between every single character. That was what I was trying to get at before. We can only trade, we can't actually give this to Isaac to give an uneven number of Jin. Now that we have an even number each, everybody has to have 5, which is a little bit awkward, but I'm sure we'll be able to work our way around it. We also want to do one more thing before we head over into Tolby. Here is one mad mole to try and stop us, and stop us it most certainly will not. One attack there, one attack here, and now it is gone. That is 100 points of damage with just a normal attack, which is very impressive indeed. There is a cave over there that we could be going to, but there's also a cave near Tolby that we'll want to navigate, mainly because this cave allows you to go back to the Kalay area. Why we didn't use that cave to begin with, I've no idea, but the game is set up that you can't actually go through this cave until you've gone through the route that starts at Tolby. Until then, you're pretty much stuck with going across the Karagol Sea to get access to Tolby. Because the game, there by the way is the move I was talking about, the Swift Strike there. It can be very dangerous, especially to a party member that doesn't have a lot of hit points, like say Ivan. And here is another encounter with some rabid bats and some armoured rats. We need to take care of this one before we can head over to the area that we're talking about here, this other cave. It is called the Gondowan Cave. It's not very big, and we might as well go through it. There we go. And that one is gone, and the armoured rat cannot move whatsoever, which is brilliant. There we go, a selection of attacks there, split evenly between them, and I think this enemy is, yep, most certainly gone. And Garrett is now level 19. It's always good to get to higher levels after all, and there is another sleep bomb for our troubles, and do we want to do any healing? We might as well. There we go. Healing for everyone. Well, everyone who needs it, that is. There isn't actually an inn in Tolby that we can use specifically, but there is a way to regain your health if you need to. Here are 2 more foul dirges and a gnome mage, and unfortunately for them, we go first, which pretty much means that they're absolutely doomed. We're going to focus our attacks like this, which is one there, and one here, which is fantastic, and then we'll just get rid of this gnome mage right now. They may never get an opportunity to use any of their magic. They won't if we have anything to say about it anyway. And these enemies are pretty much doomed. This one manages to get a single attack in, but only because it's faster than Isaac and Garrett, which doesn't really take that much. And Ivan is now level 19, which is brilliant. We are getting quite a lot of items from these enemies. And what is over here? But a cave that we're going to be briefly exploring. And also, while I think about it, there's an item here that we want to use. Who's currently holding on to it? I don't remember. There's a consumable item. It's the mints here that boost agility. We want to use them here. Who has the lowest agility? Well, Garrett certainly does, but we're not really going to gain that much by giving that to him. I mean, let's give 1 to him. That improves it by 4, which isn't terrible. But really we should be giving it to, say, I don't know, Isaac. We'll give 1 over there. That also frees up 1 more inventory slot, which is always handy. Here is a cave. This is called the Gondowan Cave, and we most certainly want to explore it. It has a few items that are quite useful, and also it has warrior bees and dirty apes here that are most certainly going to try and kill us. I think a Ragnarok here is a good idea, and maybe a flare wall here. We want a melee attack here and 1 melee attack there. And there is Frostbite to deal quite a lot of damage, and the apes most certainly do hit hard. Perhaps harder than the boss that we fought before that was also an ape. There we go, 1 attack there, 1 attack here, and Flare Wall. Takes care of none of them actually. I thought it would take care of at least that one. But no, it most certainly did not. We want an attack here, and 1 there. Is that one gone? It is gone now. And 1 attack there for 47. Not too terrible. The ape is now gone. And that enemy is, 70 damage. And you'll notice that the enemy was killed by that. It killed itself to deal a lot of damage to us, which is a rare move indeed. We want to use lift here. We could also use lift on the other side as well in the original area. In the right-hand passageway is something that needs to be lifted up, and Over here, I think, maybe some loot. Actually, over here is a passageway that leads towards even more passageways. And here are 2 rat warriors and a kobold. That is a very heavily armed kobold indeed. We want to use some synergy, I think, maybe a Ragnarok here. We may not actually want to explore that far into this place because we are starting to run low on resources. Mainly because we went across the Karagol Sea and we didn't have that much opportunity to replenish our synergy or anything like that. But the Psy Leech will certainly help if it actually leached some synergy points, and that Smoke Bomb did absolutely nothing. I think we do have some Jin that could give us some synergy. Let's have a look. You don't. I think maybe Ivan or Mia does, though. You most certainly don't. We'll just have you attack as well. You... Nope, I don't think you do either. Is it you that has them? You don't have it yet, but I do think there is one that we do gain. And a Nimble Dodge there. We do have 2 that restore health. One that just restores health to one person, and another bye-bye! That one just decided, you know what, I'm not fighting this whatsoever. We do have one that restores health to everyone as well. Maybe I should have used it here, but I didn't. And that enemy is now gone. And that is quite a lot of gold. We definitely want to use a wish here, just to get everyone to a good amount of health. There we go. What is over here? Over here is some loot that we're most certainly going to be getting. It is a lucky medal. We definitely wanted that lucky medal. There's also a treasure chest over there, and I don't know... Ah yes, we can just walk up to it. What is over here? An apple, which is fantastic. We always want to get more items like that, and for a change, let's actually use it, shall we? We'll give this over to Garrett. Garrett could always use a little bit more attack stat to boost his ability to hit things. Here is a pair of kobolds that we're going to be defeating, and they don't have swords or anything, they're just using stout clubs there, or what actually look like bits of tree that they've just ripped off a tree. Also, they do have the ability to heal each other, not that that's really going to do very much, it's just going to delay the inevitable, you know. The inevitable being that you're going to be defeated. There are 2 unleashes there, and there is no unleash there, and no unleash there. Not that we really needed them. 308 coins there. Is this way the way we want to go? It is sort of the way we want to go. Ooh, here is a warrior bee and a dirty ape, and I think we want to focus on the dirty ape here, because the warrior bee may just end up killing itself to deal damage to us. 79. Ooh, that's probably going to be bad. That is very bad. And Ivan's attack drops by 20. Ouch. 100 points of damage is always nasty. And the Dirty Ape is at least gone now, and we can focus on defeating this warrior bee. And 1 critical hit probably makes up for the reduction in attack, but it wasn't that difficult to defeat either way. And 1 elixir for our trouble. And I think we need to be on the other side of this so that we can move it. Or maybe we don't. But just, how are we going to move that? How are we going to move that indeed? We're not at the right angle to be able to do so. Maybe we'll try again. Oh no, we are at the right angle. Never mind. And that just falls down there, which is brilliant. We could also move this as well if we wanted to. Let's do that, shall we? We'll move this once, and then we'll move it again. And it makes a platform there that we don't need to even pay attention to because we're just going to jump over. And I think this leads out to the other side, and there to the north will be Kalay. We could actually pop over there and get some healing done, I think. That's probably a very good idea. We'll just go and visit the inn and then go back to Tolby. After all, we're here, we might as well do so. We could also sell various things that are in our inventory. 60 coins is quite expensive, but it's not too bad considering how much money we earned to get here. One thing to note is that the reason why we want to be able to go back is because we still haven't dealt with Lumber, and that is the primary reason you want to backtrack here, so that we can go into that optional content. Also, I completely forgot that we could just go and sell things while we're here. I can imagine the guards being like, well, they literally left, and now they're coming back? Okay, I've no idea what they're doing. Also, that is not a great amount of money there, 135. We can sell this, however, which is 45 coins. Not terrible. And then we'll sell this, which is 22. It's basically pocket change at this point, and I think, yeah, we pretty much have nothing else we want to sell right now. We do want to definitely divvy up all the items like the lucky coins, for instance, and give all of them over to Isaac. Just give these over to Isaac. There we go. Not bad. And then we'll give these ones over to Isaac as well. We haven't used that wing whatsoever that Ivan has there. I'm not surprised. I tend to fight every single encounter when possible. Alright, we're now fully healed, which means we can go all the way back through that cave to where Tolby is. There we go. And it's going to be a slightly different route now that we're coming through this angle. There we are, we've done that there, and we can just go this way, which is a much faster route. There we go, and one lift synergy later, and we'll be back where we were before. Well, we have to deal with this ape first, but I'm pretty sure that will be easy. The ape has been stunned, which will make this very easy indeed. Goodbye, ape! You stood absolutely no chance whatsoever. We'll just use the lift synergy here. There we go. Lift up in the air, because we're just going to pass here and then leave. Excellent. And that is the cave that we'll be using to backtrack already solved. And all the items that we could get from it have now been gained. We don't want to go to the cave that was near the djinn that we found on the world map. We want to go to Tolby next and trigger some events that are very important to have active. Two attacks here and that one is gone. And just one attack we can... Well, that one is most certainly doomed. Doomed indeed. And the armored rat is defending. We don't know by how much. We're going to find out. There is 70 damage. And there is 75 damage, and yep, that defending did absolutely nothing. If you leave them long enough, they will just make a near impenetrable defense, but you can get through it eventually. And there is the docks over there, and Tolby here. We're going to enter Tolby now. Hello, one solitary armored rat. How are you? You're most likely going to die here. Ah, there you are. 4 points of damage there, and 7 points of damage there. The defense on this one is far, far higher than all of the other ones we've encountered. We'll just do some more fighting here. That is 70 damage this time round, so I think that defense has finally faded away. We're now going to enter Tolby. We are here, and there is definitely a carnival attitude in the air. The music certainly helps in that endeavour. Ah, she said the money was for both of us. I think he might have taken all of the money. That is not what you should be doing, sir. Mama told us to share the money. Doesn't my brother remember? I don't think he does. Whee! It's the festival! It's the Colosso festival! He sounds like he's having a fun time. What'll I buy with all the money Mama gave me? I can't decide. Or maybe you should share that money. I'm the oldest, so I shouldn't have to share my allowance. I think you're meant to be sharing that. And now we're going to be talking to you. Do you want to test your luck at Tolby Spring? We may do later. Let's say no for now. Oh, you don't? Well, I'm just going to keep trying for a while. Trying is the key word. I'm not sure how lucky you'll be. I keep losing coins, but I just can't stop. What's wrong with me? I think you might be addicted to throwing coins into that fountain. Face away from Tolby Spring and toss a coin into it. If you get lucky, something good will happen. Hence why we have lucky medals, because you can throw coins in there, but lucky medals give you some really nice stuff indeed. If you toss a lucky medal in and you get really lucky, you'll get a better prize than you would with a coin. Indeed you would. Colosso is held in the Colosseum in the heart of Tolby. If we don't go right now, we won't get good seats. That won't be any fun. Ah, these are people that came over across the sea, and she seems to have forgotten that we made her row. The trials are starting at the Colosseum today. If you win there, you advance to the finals. Don't worry, we probably don't need to enter those whatsoever. Tolby's always really bustling during Colosso. This festival only happens once a year, so I'm really excited. Don't worry, you'll most certainly get to see quite a show if we contend. Tourists aren't the only ones who love Colosso, it's the best. And when I say contend, I mean compete. Is that the right word to contend it? I'll never know, until I check, that is. And we'll talk to you. Mammy was already pretty old back about the time I was born. I'm 65 years old now, so just imagine how old Babby must be. Maybe it's some form of magic that keeps him young. Oh, that's absolutely silly. Every year I get older and older, while Babby just stays the same. There is definitely something going on there. Something we're going to be finding out soon enough. So when we come back, folks, we'll be exploring Tolby and finding the djinn that's hidden here, as there is a djinn that we'll be able to give to Garrett so that Isaac can get that djinn, and be the first character to have 6 djinn out of a total of 7 that he can gain. So I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.